Let me ask you something. Have you ever said, it's just faster if I do it myself?
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll delegate it when things calm down?
Yup.
Or no one cares as much as I do?
You know it.
Today, we're talking about delegation anxiety, why high-performing entrepreneurs struggle to let go, how it's silently draining your revenue and energy, and what finally changes when you stop doing everything yourself.
Lady bosses, are you working even after putting the kids to bed but still not getting results?
Are you tired of spending money on ads that aren't getting engagement?
Do you feel burdened that you aren't fulfilling your purpose in life because you are so consumed with work?
I'm your host, Brooke Boltz. I'm an attorney and founder of Boltz Legal. I started my business and in 1 year was bringing in 7 figures and am now bringing in multi-7 figures.
And I'm your co-host, Rachel Boltz, owner of Boltz Media. I've helped many businesses build their online presence and increase their revenue through digital marketing.
Want to hear how we did it?
We are here to help you achieve your goals personally, professionally, and spiritually.
So kick off your high heels, sit back, and let's ignite that passion.
We're Miss Biz, where we're putting the Miss in biz.
Let's get biz done.
So something I have struggled with personally, and I know hundreds of thousands of other entrepreneurs have struggled with as well, is delegation anxiety. This isn't laziness. It's not lack of ambition. It's not incompetence. It's fear. It's fear disguised as responsibility, as high standards, as I'll just handle it. And if you're listening right now thinking this feels personal, that's good, because that means that we're in the right place. So before we go any further, I want you to mentally answer this. What is one task you refuse to delegate? The one you redo after someone else touches it, or the one that secretly drains you? Hold on to that, because we're going to come back to it.
So what delegation anxiety is, if you haven't heard that phrase, is, well, first let me tell you what it's not about. It's not about tasks. It's about identity. It's the belief that your value comes from doing things yourself. Control equals safety. If something fails, it reflects on you. So instead of delegating, you overwork, you micromanage, you delay growth, and you become your own bottleneck. But the crazy part is that most people don't even realize they're doing it.
It can really, really drain you if you're trying to control and manage everything within your business. And having a team, I mean, that's what your team is there for. And for me, it all boils down to just proper training. If they're trained properly, then they'll be able to complete it without incident. But it takes time, and sometimes people can't see the forest from the trees, or they're afraid to let go and let that happen. So businesses that delegate effectively are 33% more productive. Let that sink in, because that's a big percentage. And entrepreneurs who struggle with delegation experience higher burnout and slower revenue growth. 79% of business owners say that delegation is their biggest growth challenge, yet only 17% feel confidently doing it. So if this feels hard for you, just know you're not broken, but staying there is completely optional.
And part of the problem is if you A, don't have a team, or B, don't have a team that you feel confident in, then that makes delegation seem impossible. And so that's maybe the root issue to start with, is getting a team, or getting an assistant, or getting someone who you can train up properly, who can be trustworthy, and you can have the confidence that they are going to handle things in the same way that you would.
We are looking for young people.
That's creepy.
Not like that. We're looking for young, inspiring entrepreneurs or professionals.
They must be located in the Orlando area because we want to give them the chance to be on Miss Biz.
We are looking for 3 inspiring young professionals under the age of 30 that we can interview on the Miss Biz podcast.
So don't hide your kids or your wife. Nominate them today. Comment the word young professionals and we'll send you the nomination form. Let's get biz done.
So an example of this is Robert Downey Jr. He didn't just walk on Iron Man's set as a superstar. He was rebuilding his career and his reputation. And early on, he obsessed over everything. Not just his acting, the lighting, the pacing, the scenes, everything. Why? Because when you've almost lost everything, control feels like protection. But here's what changed everything. He stopped trying to be the smartest person in the room. He trusted his directors. He trusted the crew to do what they were hired to do. And that shift from control to collaboration didn't just make Iron Man successful, it built a multi-billion-dollar franchise. So have an internal check-in right now and ask yourself, where are you gripping tighter instead of trusting more?
And it's not going to be easy at first if you're struggling with this. And there's going to be mistakes that happen. There's going to be challenges that come up. But waiting for it is why people get stuck. High performers don't delegate because things will be perfect. They delegate because progress matters more than control or perfection. Think about it. Broadway shows, professional sports teams, fashion houses. The lead doesn't do everything. They trust experts. And if you hire someone and still redo their work, you didn't delegate, you just added stress. So delegation isn't about lowering standards. It's clearly communicating them and then stepping back.
And sometimes you need to give that work assignment back to the person and ask them to redo it because they don't learn if you just redo it for them every time. If you are going to redo it the first time, then make sure you track changes or you highlight the changes or you do something so that they can see what you changed and can save that for future reference. But I've had this before where I had an employee who wasn't the best writer, and when she would send me something, I would just rewrite it. And eventually it was just it was too much, and I had to say, at some point this writing needs to get better. And so I would send it back and I'd say, you didn't make this argument or whatever it was, and made her redo it. And eventually she got better and better at her writing, and now is a great writer. But if I just continued to do it myself, she never would have grown.
Right. That's a great point. Serena Williams is another example of a celebrity who had a difficult time with delegation. She didn't just dominate tennis, she built a brand, a legacy, a business empire, and she's been open about this. To win the Grand Slams and build businesses, she had to let go of perfection. So she built a team, coaches, trainers, advisors, managers, and what is great about this is she didn't lose excellence when she delegated, she multiplied it. So ask yourself, are you a leader or the bottleneck?
So why delegation feels so hard is we fear not being in control. We may struggle with perfectionism and believing that no one else can do it as good as we can. You might have trust issues. You might have guilt around paying people to help you or taking away from their other assignments that they're working on. You might feel like your self-worth is tied to your own productivity. So if this resonates with you, You're not weak. You're just human. We all struggle with these issues. But leadership requires continual learning and growth. So you can't allow yourself to stay there.
Yeah. I mean, if you're doing everything yourself, you're only going to be able to take on so much. There's only so many hours in a day. So if your goal really is to expand and grow, delegation is the only resolution for you.
You can't grow if you don't delegate.
No, not at all. So you have to make a decision whether you want to continue your life like this or if you want to expand, grow further, and have a team. And building a team isn't easy at all, but with the proper training and even getting some guidance from a coach, you can really maximize your return on investment and have your employees or contractors or whoever you're using to help you make you money.
Right.
Do you love the Miss Biz podcast?
Because we love you.
Here's 3 things you can do to show your support.
1, write us a review. Apple, Spotify, and Google My Business are the best platforms to write a review.
2, follow us on social media. Our handle is at Miss Biz Podcast.
3, join our Facebook group, Miss Biz Nation, for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes footage. Also, ask questions related to your business and discuss topics from our episodes.
So here's some actionable steps. First is to delegate one thing you hate. Not the most important task, not the most, not something that is super important, but the one that drains you the most. And then track how it feels, not just the time it saves. I mean, one of these things that I delegated was paying payroll. For years, I did all the payroll. In the beginning, I sat and wrote out manual checks, and then we started using a payroll company, but every payroll period I would input everybody's hours and do all the things, and I did that because there was no way to hide the salaries from another employee, and I didn't want that to be shared with anyone, and so I just did it myself. And but it was time consuming, and it was a task that really didn't have to be done by me. And eventually I delegated that responsibility, and it's such a relief because I would be out of town having to find somewhere to log in to do payroll on a Thursday. Right. And it wasn't really the longest task or whatever, but it was just
something that didn't require your skill set.
Right. I didn't need to do it. Yeah. And frankly, I would make mistakes sometimes because I miscalculated something or whatever. So it was better for someone else to handle that. But for years, I did it by myself and thought that I was the only one who could do it.
Yeah, so one thing that my coach had me do is he had me create a list of what we call death tasks. Things that drained your time, your energy, you didn't enjoy, you just didn't want to do and didn't need to be done by you. And then we would look at who I hired, see what their personality is like, and if that was something that would be a good fit for them, and then assign them those death tasks.
Well, maybe it wasn't death for them, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, then once they get those tasks, you start assigning more and more things to them, and then you find out from them, what are your death tasks? And then find that person where it's not going to be their death task, it's going to be something that they excel in.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah. So next thing you're going to do, once you write it out, you never explain it again. You just create that delegation playbook and you stick to it. And then use the 3T test before doing something yourself. Ask, can it be trained? Can it be taught? Can it be taken off my plate? And if yes, then delegate it.
Here's another thing. Sometimes things need to be delegated from your team to someone else on the team. You know, my office manager, for example, is scanning our mail right now. And that is a waste of her skill set. She shouldn't be scanning the mail. She shouldn't be answering the phones. But that's something she's doing because nobody else wants to do it, and she just says, I'll do it myself. So sometimes you have to even train your team so we're bringing in an intern who's going to help with scanning the mail, so sometimes you've got to identify those things that your team may be doing that is beneath their skill set and redelegate that to someone else so that everybody is using their time for the things that they're best at.
Absolutely. And make sure, especially if your fear of delegation or anxiety of delegation has to do with control, put proper checkpoints in place. Keep that mindset that your milestones are greater than micromanagement. And leadership is guidance, not hovering. So tell yourself, instead of saying, no one can do it like me, tell yourself, someone else can do this, and I'll focus on only what I can do, or what is my top 20%, what brings in the majority of the revenue for my business. That's what I'm going to focus on.
Yeah. A good book that I have not read, but I have some friends who are reading it right now and have really learned a lot from it, is called Clone Yourself. So if this is something you struggle with and you want to take a deeper dive, check out that book, and it can help you learn how to train people to do things in the way that you do it to relieve time for yourself.
Yeah. So remember, delegation anxiety isn't about letting go of tasks. It's about letting go of the belief that you must suffer to succeed. Your business doesn't need you exhausted. It needs you clear. It needs you strategic, and it needs you leading. So this week, choose one thing to release. And remember, even the biggest stars didn't get there alone.
Thank you for listening to Miss Biz. If this episode hit home for you, please share it with someone who needs permission and to let it go. Pull in Elsa. Let it go.
Oh, I get it.
We appreciate you and are honored to be on this journey with you. We can't wait to help you, to encourage you, and show you how to grow personally, professionally, and spiritually.
If you found Miss Biz helpful, please leave a review and share with others.
You can follow us on social media at Miss Biz Podcast.
For legal questions or services, please visit boltslegal.com.
And for digital marketing needs, please visit boltsmedia.com. Let's get biz done.